Hi, guys. I have turned...
Hello, Anna's chat.
Well, I'm going to go for
Welcome to
beverages and
Behind
I'll
the
be right.
Scenes. Okay.
Oh dear.
Those crits, though.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's like some sort of secret thing that has to do with the story. Because I'm trying to work out mechanically. Was there some sort of like, was I saving against sort of like serious like mental trauma from being smashed into the wall there with the wisdom save, or against some
No,
sort of
you
effect
get
of the
saved
spell?
whenever you're injured. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And since you crit the
I
save,
don't know why I'm
like,
typing.
you
Guys, the
instantly
green was
realize
the
that
green
it was...
from my monitor.
Oh, right. So anytime you're injured, you get a save to work out whether you've been under whatever spell it was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I realized immediately once passing out. So for that brief moment where it took for my sort of thought processes to shut down due to trauma, I was thinking, God damn, I was spelljacked. And just like,
Thanks,
let's go
Toad
out.
Coder.
God
Thanks.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
going
you
out.
did roll a crit, so you're instantly like, my thought process definitely changed. There was no, you're like, well, I was obviously, you know, you sort of recognize it, especially being versed in the arcana yourself. You were like, well, there was some sort of arcane charm going on there.
Okay. Well,
And
that's
I'm
fine.
for what it's worth, I am sure that we will work out the money in the long run.
Fortunately, despite being a rogue, Malphas actually doesn't give a shit about money. He likes accruing it and just blowing it.
I think Scarlet had something similar in her gambling addiction.
Yeah. So it's why he
Wait,
resorted
Scarlett's
straight away.
gambling addiction or Ms. Carsonell's gambling addiction?
One and the same, really.
No comment?
I'm joining over here.
Okay, you're going to join me near the good microphone.
Yes.
Well, I'm the pop the toilet. You can entertain the good microphone.
Yes.
Look.
Steal the chair! Steal the chair!
Don't give it back to him either.
I'm
Make
the
him.
GM now.
You don't need
Wahaha.
to steal the chair. I've got a second
Oh,
DX racer in my
you're
other
so
room now.
much better. I've just got this crazy, just hopeful feeling about this new GM. Like everything's going to work out. That last GM was just
Well.
bad news. See, I told you he swore. Verbally or semantically,
Goodness.
means the same thing.
I'll give all the rewards to everyone.
Why couldn't I have rolled that bloody 20 when the spell was going off? It's like, Dice, seriously? I love that you give me a decent amount of crits, because they're not actually that far off my crit fails, but it's like, you give them at the wrong times.
If you had just taken me with you, you would have been fine.
Well, see, that's the thing, is as a
No, we
player,
would have both been screwed.
as a player, what was going through my mind is like, if I can get the wizard to con on to the fact that I'm under a magical effect, that makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not gonna try and throw any information out there, because Malphas wouldn't necessarily trust Bree on the same level he trusts Tulips, for two reasons. He's known Tulips longer, and there's a kinship to tieflings. But the other one is that I would really have to have thrown it. Like with the door there, it was like, I need, even though I want to just flat out check the door. Yeah, here's your opening. I need to. My character would be checking and would be sensitive to whether or not he felt that Tulips was lying and about to smack him in the back of the head.
So,
good
incidentally,
fun, though.
somebody keeps following me at not my Twitch account. So I think one of you might have me linked wrong.
Oh.
As in,
I'll
Girly,
look through
I
all
believe,
the
keeps
sort of
getting
links to see
followed.
if they're-
not
Right.
@girly_gaming.
Girly, let's have a
Maybe your turn.
look.
That's okay, I'm going to go get a drink. Do you want a drink?
No, I stopped that. I'm pacing myself.
Pacing? What is this pacing? Nonsense.
Yeah. Normally I don't.
Loud chewing druid. It's not the chewing, it's the back.
Right, I'm going to go grab myself another cider before we get back to it. Oh no, they're both at it. God damn.
Yeah. I'll stand up for... Oh, fine. I'll have my chair back there.
Well, I like the floor.
You like the floor? Well, put that
Yes.
on the record. Put that on the record. She likes the floor.
There's nothing wrong with the floor.
Yeah. Now, I would say we'd recall But I don't know if I want to risk everything failing again.
Well, we could try getting Ms. Garcinel on there.
Yeah, we could try getting you back on board.
Greetings.
Try.
I return.
Okay, let's do a new call, and then Miss Carcinell can join in the new call.
All right,
So-
we'll be
Okay, so
BRB, guys.
I don't know who's running this call.
to my chat, I'm shutting down all of the cameras for now. We shall be back shortly.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, fingers crossed.
Alright, who's called the thing in? Like, I didn't do the call. Someone else called this time.
I think it was Briar, wasn't it?
You
Was
need
it?
to add me back into
Yeah.
it.
I don't think it was me, but
Whoever it was.
Okay,
It wasn't me.
everyone close the call. That way.
I cut him off, and that felt satisfying. Hello.
hey, all right. We're back
Answer
then.
from Ms. Garcinel.
A dinosaur story.
Oh man, you realise we're gonna have to readjust all the cameras if my Scarcinell's one works.
Yep.
Please work.
Loading.
Loading. I've got loading on
I've got
Brialana,
it.
Annalise, and Briar's Zone.
I only have loading on Scarlet and Tulips.
I can see Rumba and Enter Elysium fine.
You don't see me?
Not yet. I've got
No, I don't see you yet, Briar.
waiting on Briar and Miss Carcinell now.
I'm waiting on Miss Carcinell. I got Briar.
I see
Oh, it comes with a thing where
everybody.
please scan
Nope.
and it
No.
Briar,
pops off.
Briar, you're
Scarlet.
fine. It's people can't receive you, so it's an end user problem because I've got you as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
It'll just clear up. It's probably
Okay.
just trying to resolve all the cameras, but Miss Carcinell is not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn it.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Also,
It might be an
there's a
issue with
chance
your
that I'll
laptop,
lose internet in about
I've had
15
issues with
minutes.
this before.
10 or 15 minutes.
Ooh,
Actually,
okay.
today you
Fingers
won't.
crossed on that, but
Yeah. Today you won't, Geek Girly. Everything's going to be quite fine from today and every day henceforth.
that would be wonderful.
If only that was how the real world worked.
Right,
Right, let
right.
me
Can
just
you give me
double
some bardic inspiration on my internet roll?
roll for internet, my lord.
Yeah, but you
oh
have
yes,
Comcast, so that's
actually
a
you have
disadvantage.
inspiration.
I would have a better shot of it if I was rolling.
By the way, I've
Right,
just
so
checked.
that'll be a inspiration dice, but a disadvantage because you're using Comcast. So
Right.
I've double checked all of the places where I link you in the
Comcast.
VODs that I put up and in the Nightbot timer. They are all pointing to geekgirly_gaming. So just as an FYI.
I don't know. I keep getting like today is the second week that I've gotten a follower on my old Justin.tv account, which is just Geek Girly. So
Annalise is checking mine right now, so
Yeah, those should be.
they should be fine.
Nothing on my end. I'm just
And be-
linking
just
to the
gonna-
stream.
I'll just get my name changed. It'll be fine.
Name change.
I'm working on it.
Name
It'll
change is
happen
like a
eventually.
brand change, though.
It will happen eventually. I mean, eventually Twitch will have a name change policy.
Yep.
It's just a matter of whether eventually is next week or eventually is next year.
Yeah, it's
But
so
in
accurate.
the meantime,
To be fair, if it
it's
was within a year, I'd
definitely
still
hurting
think
my brand.
optimistic.
But,
Um,
yeah.
Okay, I think we're ready to come back. Everyone
Yep.
good to go?
Yeah. I got Augmentation for my crit and my max damage victory.
Yep. Good to go.
That was crazy.
I'm
That
back.
was pretty good.
Sorry, guys. It did not work. Did not work. We still couldn't get Ms. Carcinell in.
Yeah, sadly, no Miss
Unfortunately.
Carcinell video. We do have her, audio.
Yes. Yes, that is true. She is still here.
Not that you
I
would
am.
be unforgiven for thinking that she sometimes wanders off to get food. I think that's probably what is happening, honestly.
To be honest, I've left her space where her video should be blank. I honestly feel that I need to put someone in there. I just don't know who. Still debating it. Right. Anyway, we'll get straight back into the action because we did start a little bit late today. So, if we can go quicker, the faster, the better. We do need to remind people about our new charity. We're currently at 7% of our daily goal for donations for today. Mine end has frozen, which is lovely. I think I know why that is. There we go. That's because I'm silly. Right, yeah, the new charity we're raising money for is Médecins Sans Frontières, which is Doctors Without Borders. You may know them as. They go and provide like life-saving medical help around places that just don't have access to it, or in cases like disasters or like straight-out conflicts and stuff, they go out and send loads of doctors who just volunteer their time to go and help. A lot of money gets spent on, actual field projects. Something like 89% of all the donations go to field projects, so really kind of efficient. So honestly, a great organization. I thoroughly support them, and I think they're a great fit for our show. So we'll be raising money for them for now on until whenever we decide to pick a new charity. But yeah, you can donate at tiny.cc /Role4It Doctors. So that is the new donation link. So don't use water. Unfortunately, that will not provide any charity stuff to the actual group. It will still provide water through charity water, but we're not using them anymore. We're just going to be using doctors from now on. So if you want to get the group cool loots and stuffs, that will require you going through Role4It Doctors. So Role4It Doctors. Anyway, getting straight back in. Aramil, Scarlet, and the rest of the group, but in drips and draps behind, were headed to the Painted Whore, a somewhat disreputable pub nearby in the old part of town. So Aramil and Scarlet are walking down one of the streets nearby. It's about 10:30 by this time. The carts are particularly loud at this point in day. And you get to an area that looks like it's sort of one of these more... well, one could describe it as the street of loose morals. Of course, it is the morning, so there's a lot of shut shops down here. But you do find that there is a pub in bar/brothel at the end of the street, which is taking up about 2 shop fronts, which says... it says The Painted Lady, and lady's been crossed out, and then on top is written whore, and then below someone puts question mark. It looks like it's been graffitied on.
How charming.
You can
Very
tell
charming.
from the logos and the written names and stuff that they have recently changed their name from The Painted Lady.
Okay.
Right. Okay. It's taking a new management, I suppose.
Yeah. So Scarlet and Aramil, you get out front.
Well, I guess this is where we're supposed to meet the others. May as well go in.
Sure. It seems like we have some time to kill. Fancy a drink.
I could definitely use a drink.
Okay. So you walk inside. That will require a change in music from me. No
No more carts? Wait,
more carts.
Hold on. That's the cue for my chat to drink, so... They're getting sloshed.
My
that
dad
help.
wants to set up a toll booth for the passing carts.
No.
Wow.
They're sloshed.
We
They are
would
wasted
Donate
see.
at this
tolls to
point.
charity.
We would
Put
be
it towards
so rich. My lord.
That would work so
towards
well. Yeah.
charity.
Anyway, you walk in, and you walk into effectively what is a foyer. There is a man behind a sort of like a lectern with a sort of a tome open in front of him. He's wearing no shirt. He has excessively obvious ab muscles, which look like they have been accentuated by possibly some sort of makeup used to make the recesses look more recessed, and sort of the more shiny bits oiled to make them a little bit more reflective of the light. And he sees you. He flashes you a grin with sort of these bright white teeth, and he says, "How may I help you today?"
Wow, the gods really are real.
He winks at you.
Wow.
I would like a drink, please.
So you just want access to the bar?
Yes.
Well, if you want anything else, please do get hold of one of our attendants, and they will help you. If you want to go through the bar, it's just in there on your left.
I'll keep that in mind, thank you. Got it.
Where is Squishy?
Oh, because Squishy wouldn't be able to come in.
Well, he might. It's
True.
not exactly a reputable whorehouse.
This is my blind
Especially
badger.
for small.
He helps me see. He leads me through the bar. You can't ask me.
Seeing badger. Oh god.
I'm just a blind young gnome. You wouldn't turn me out. See, Malphas would pull that off with his 7 deceive. Only he'd roll a 1.
Okay, so
Bloody dice.
Okay, Squishy can just come in with us then.
Okay, so the guy then sees pushing through this sort of drape over the entranceway behind the door a fairly large black and white badger.
As opposed to a red and white
I'm
badger?
afraid that your badger will not be able to accompany you.
Sorry, Anne. I didn't mean to make you almost choke on your food. Oh, is something a chat, was it?
We don't allow
Squishy to
pets
walk upright and wear clothes.
inside. We do have a stables around the back if you would like that.
I would rather have Squishy with me.
Persuasion roll.
Wherever I go, Squishy goes.
And here's where I step in, because I'm so persuasive and charismatic. I say, before I... Okay, hold on. Last time I tried this, didn't work out so well. Before I do that, I cast a spell. Outside of his, detection range. Before
He's
he sees
learning.
it,
So Aramil walks out the pub, goes outside, casts a spell, walks back in, pushing past Squishy.
very
What's
quickly.
going on?
Very quickly.
Okay.
And so he didn't see
He
it.
looks very curiously back at Aramil, like,
And I say
no
in
idea what's
my...
going on.
I say in my most persuasive method I can. I say, surely you can see this is a badger of utmost training. He belongs with us. He's a beast among men. I mean, he belongs with us.
A house badger.
He will cause no problems
Yeah.
in your inn.
Domesticate. Yeah. Like it. Sounds good.
Okay, roll it.
This is a persuasion, intimidation. What are we doing?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Sorry, I'm being very distracted by E's cat right now.
Natural 20.
I sure hope
My-
so.
My chat is also curious. How many Labradors tall is Scarlet?
That is an
How tall is a
interesting
Labrador?
way of
I don't know.
measuring someone's height. I've heard
But how tall?
Oh my God.
They're asking how tall Scarlet is versus how large Squishy is.
That hurts.
1 and a 5, with your bonus is
10.
10.
Could be better.
Yeah, probably.
Slightly.
To the
This is
tune
why
of...
I'm sorry, sir.
I-
We do have a no pet policy. I'm sure you understand that most of our clients do not come in here to hang out with giant badgers.
Oh my Lord,
some of them
so
could have
many
allergies.
comebacks.
It's also not hygienic, and we like to take the hygiene, I guess, to the utmost importance.
So many comebacks flashed through my mind, it almost burned part of my brain out.
Definitely the same.
I'm so glad Malphas isn't there, because I probably would have started a fight, and I wouldn't have meant to, I just wouldn't be able to resist.
You know,
the
he's my
retort
brother.
there.
Like you know, not biologically, but we're the same. Yeah,
If you wish, sir, you can
Stay in the
go
stable with
out to the stables, and we can bring our drinks out there. he seems genuine, like on the offer. He just seems confused about what you're asking, saying that you're his brother.
They clearly get all sorts of clients here. They cater to all, they don't judge. There's a donkey out in the stables.
I don't know if we should
Just let me
go
know when I show up.
speaking to people.
Okay. Well, at this point I give up and I just say, all right, sorry, Squishy, I tried. And
Okay.
Scarlet,
I do take a circuitous route, just so you know.
let's go
Yeah.
drink. Let's go drink on behalf of Squishy. It'll be a sad night.
Yeah, I'll give Squishy like a big hug and say I'll meet you outside later.
So you're just leaving him outside, or are you taking him to the...
He'll go to the stables.
Okay. If you want to lodge him at the stables, then while you drink, that'll be free. If you want to lodge him overnight, let us know, and we can provide food for him as well.
Okay, thank you. Well, for now it's just a drink anyway,
Okay.
so...
Rita and a lady comes out of the back wearing somewhat skimpy attire. She's about 6'10", long blonde hair, and she looks somewhat taken aback by the giant badger.
You say 6'10"?
Did you say 6'10"?
Oh, sorry, I meant 5'10".
I was gonna say.
Okay.
She's
I was
not
gonna
like
say.
an Amazon.
I'm like, is she a
Half
guy?
giant.
Yeah.
She comes in, leaned over.
I'm not sure a 6'10" woman would be that taken aback by Squishy. Honestly, I'm like, oh,
It's like normal badger size, right? No, she's 5'10" and long blonde hair, skimpy attire, and she looks somewhat taken aback by the badger. And he says, "Would you mind covering the front desk while I take their steed to the stables?" "Oh, okay." And he takes
Fantastic.
Squishy with some iffy. It's kind of awkward because at one point Squishy licks his abs. And then
Understandable,
looks
Squishy.
like he's somewhat like, tasty.
I don't want to think about
So
this
there's this
anymore.
awkward sort of,
And his abs don't look
is
so
Squishy
much like
chasing him
abs.
down or... But yeah, you manage to get inside, and you go inside and you notice that there are many sort of single tables. There's also some booths off to the side. There are a bar sort of taking up one entire side of the room. Many different types of liquor and bottles of various descriptions. Everyone in here is either like a guy and topless, or female and wearing a very skimpy amount of attire. Mostly hobbits, but there are some humans, and there is in fact like a couple of elves, and there is in fact a dwarf male as well, depending on people. There aren't many patrons in here. Mostly the people you can see who is actually staff as well are generally going around and doing cleaning services and stuff and getting the place ready. There aren't that many people actually on duty because it's morning. But nonetheless, you are greeted with a lot of friendly faces, and a lot of people sort of straighten up and sort of realize that they actually have customers.
Well, I guess we'll just go forward and get a seat. Wait for the others to get here.
Okay, so you head over to a booth. Okay, you head over to a booth and you sit down. A little while later, Tulips arrives, because Tulips wasn't going quite as far as Bree. Tulips walks in the front past a guy with rippling abs. The guy's like, "Oh, can I help you, sir?"
I'm going to comment on his abs about how magnificent they look.
So what do you say exactly in character?
Whoa, wow, very nice.
Okay, at which point he says, "You're not bad yourself, sir. There are not many tieflings we see up here. It's a mighty fine tail you've got there." He winks at you.
I don't. My brain. Stop it.
Thank you.
My brain is no longer in the gutter. My brain is the gutter. Oh my god.
I
did
say
you
thank
do
you.
this to me?
I'm going to ask him about, did you see a halfling and... You know what? I know druid, but what? Elf, right? Elf. Halfling and
Half
an elf.
elf and a gnome.
Half elf and a gnome, sorry.
That gnome you've got some significant history with, by the way, to forget her race.
I'm sorry, I've been drinking. Anyway, okay, so anyway, yes. Gnome and a half elf. Have you seen them come in recently? I was supposed to meet them here.
Yes, they're just inside on the right in the bar. I believe they're taking one of the booths. You can go in and join them. I see, by the way, you grabbed the extra boomstick from the cart after you'd...
Yeah, basically, I have two things outside the door there. I was going to mention that. Is it okay if I bring these inside there? I don't want anybody, just some passersby, picking up my loot.
you can fit them in your pockets. They're not particularly large.
Oh, no, eh? Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. You go in and join them. Not long after that, Brielana.
Before I go in, I ritual cast detect magic just for lulz.
Okay, you cast Detect Magic, and one of the first
Just
things
so
that you
that I can
notice-
look around if anybody is using some sort of glamour or any sort of
You look weird.
just for the entertainment aspect of it.
So you're aware
Okay.
that ritual casting takes 10 minutes, and you're like prancing around the place. You look weird.
No.
Yes, you do.
Before
No,
I
you
go
do.
in.
No.
He's getting all of his
Yeah, you have
these
you have to
issues
do,
out.
Aramil, I think you're mistaken when
gestural.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, so
Oh,
as
I
you're
see.
walking there, you can ritual cast it on the way.
Or I duck
will look
into
a
an
little bit
alley
weird.
before I go there around the corner.
Yeah.
If anyone catches you, they probably like,
I'm not walking around the
Carry on.
actual
Yeah.
establishment.
The new act they've got
So
on
you
here.
get there, and you notice that the sign itself actually has a faint amount of magic to it.
Interesting.
As you walk in, you notice that quite a lot of the men and ladies of the working establishment, whatever they're using as an oil to kind of make themselves slightly more shiny and accentuate certain portions of their physiques, has a faint magical component to it. Not that it's necessarily straight up magical, but it's certainly some sort of very basic alchemy or very low-level magic going on.
Okay.
No, not straight up like glamour or anything, but maybe something at the very low end of that. Yeah, and you go in, and there's a guy behind the lectern.
Is what?
There's a guy behind the lectern, topless, rippled abs.
Lovely. I'm looking for my friends.
Would that be a tiefling, a gnome, and a half-elf by any chance?
Should be 2 tieflings, but that sounds about right. And
Yes, they're in the bar. I'll keep a lookout for another member of your party if you want.
thank you. And
And he shows you in and gestures in the direction. You walk in and you see all the sights. And then 15 minutes later, Melfast will show up. So
I'm in.
Oh.
you can all have a little bit of a talk in the 15 minutes.
Yeah, you can have a chat if there's anything you're discussing.
I will immediately mention as soon as Bree shows up that it seems that, and since I rolled so poorly on my insight check, it seems that our dear friend Melfast was going to double cross the rest of the group, which was my impression. And I immediately take out the artifacts that he was going to give back to the merchant and quickly explain what that was entailing, all of it.
Right on cue. Can you guys still hear me?
Kind of.
Yes,
Yes.
you
Yep.
briefly went a little bit robotic.
All right. My stream dropped out. So my internet's getting fuzzy. We just kind of have to hope that it sticks around long
Straightens out.
enough, well enough for me to still at least get to you guys. Even if my
Okay,
stream-
I mean, we can hear you. You are robotic, but we can definitely hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camera's a little bit blurry, but it's completely like, we can understand what you're saying. It's fine. And it'll probably straighten out soon.
Yeah. Probably.
Hopefully.
So the microphone is still robotic though.
Little
It's
bit,
more
yeah.
muffled than robotic. You're not like staggered. It's just a little bit muffled. That's all.
Okay.
The camera's currently on about 1 FPS, very bad watercolor.
Yeah. Well.
I would like to buy some more of them pixels.
Yeah. Me too.
You need to download more RAM for that.
Right,
Okay.
so my chat wants to know what you're drinking. Looks good, they say.
Akintoshin, with a little bit of water, just teeny bit.
Very nice.
Which, right on cue, a lovely lady half-elf comes over. Sort of reddish hair, blue eyes, very scantily clad. And sort of leans over and says, "Can I get you anything?"
Oh my goodness.
Gently
Fine.
stroking Tulip's tail.
Don't want. Oh my. God.
I will quickly turn to her and I will say that, yes, actually, could you ask your manager what tonight's entertainment will be, and if he doesn't have any set up, I will definitely take the part.
Do you have any credentials or any particular skill that I should say?
I am the master of tulips. Perhaps he's heard of me. If not, he shall be amazed.
Very well, I will let him know. And it's her, by the way.
You and your non-gender and neutral
Very good
pronouns.
Okay, by the way, do we have a Brie? Because the camera has...
I'm working on it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So much
They
better.
can
hear you,
hear you, but yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully my internet's coming back now, but I can't get camera's not. It's not grabbing the camera.
It's all right. We can hear you fine.
So yeah, as long as you guys, at least you guys can hear me. But
Yeah, it's actually it's completely clear now. So
No, yeah. Although,
So now
Now we have no picture, but we still have sound, so that's good.
Yeah, and all my stuff was shifted off center. Oh, we're coming back.
Yeah, we're coming back.
We're trying.
Kind of.
Oh,
Ish.
okay. Well, continue while we try that. So you all talking amongst each other. Yeah, continue.
So you were saying, what did Melfast say to you exactly? He said, you were saying to us, when you were telling us what had happened, that these didn't belong to us. Melfast has never had a problem taking things that don't belong to people before. What is with him?
Well, I don't know Melfast near as good as you, Scarlet, but I assure you that unless, of course, he was under some sort of spell that I missed, I think he was going to try to make a profit in it for himself, so to speak.
Huh. Well, that'll be interesting when I next see him. Doesn't seem like... I don't think he would do that to us.
Well, be it known that I didn't maim him in any way, although he may have a headache, a severe headache. But I do have the items that he was planning on giving to this. He mentioned the items, these weapons or whatever. They belonged to this person. And instead of seeing the deal go down, I rammed his head into a door frame, and while he was stunned, I took him and left.
Well, that wasn't very nice. I don't say that.
I mean, it was good thinking, because I want my money out of this, but I hope he's okay.
Have you pointed out that you took 2 of the guns?
Yes.
Boomsticks.
Yeah. I put them both on the table, in fact.
How many were there to begin with? Because I actually lost count. They were
You
like over
might
20
want
or so.
to keep those out of sight. All right, I stopped my
good
stream. I'm
point.
now hosting.
Hey,
you,
I see you!
Elysium,
Yeah, we can see you fine.
Hello.
so that what
Hey.
internet I do have can go to the Skype call. So I've dropped my stream. Sorry, guys.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Geek Fleet.
So yeah,
Greetings, Geek Fleet.
Hello, Geek Philippe.
Larg.
Comcast.
So, wait.
Hopefully it'll be fixed next week.
We're all sitting here, right?
Comcast has always been good to me until I moved to this apartment. So
We're all sitting at the same table. We're all having some drinks. And I hear that Malpass was dishonorable. And I just say, I knew you would deceive us at some point.
wait, has Melphis shown up? I'm sorry, I
No,
was dealing
I haven't
with.
shown up.
Okay.
Well then, okay, where am I? I don't understand.
You're with everyone else but Melfast
You
around
need
the
to
table.
stop drinking in real life when you're playing. A rumba is
Stop
far
playing
less.
your
Hey,
game.
We're playing a
I
game.
Play your
Rumble
game.
that
Play this
far.
game.
A rumba
We're
is
playing a game in
far
chat
less.
where every time someone subscribes or you, like E says nothing happens or the cart passes, we all take a drink. So it's understandable, I think, that we're a little bit drunk.
So you're going to have liver poisoning and be dead within a few weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
Based
even
on the cart, yes.
The car's alone.
Right. So, your lovely half-elf friend walks back over, Tulips, and says to you, "I'm afraid the manager has not heard of you. However, if you were to, join us in back and strip off and give us a show, then I'm sure we can come to an arrangement depending on your performance."
Yeah, okay. Then I will toss
take that in, bro.
the...
Did you hear
The-
what he said?
It's
No,
okay.
no.
Go
Let
on.
it
Do you
go.
know Tulips?
I just grinned.
What? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway, I'm giving out the weapons that I actually carry with me. I'm giving them to... Actually, I'll give them to Scarlet, because I trust Scarlet. And I will... I will go and perform.
Okay.
Okay, so she shows you to a back room where it's her and a slightly older hobbit lady
Okay.
wearing much more standard attire, although richly decorated, and with some big sort of earrings. She says to you, "All right, dear, if you would get up on stage and strip off."
It pays to pay. It pays to actually listen to the GM when he's telling you things. It's generally useful.
Yeah, yeah. No, just put your clothes on the stool over there.
If I don't see helicopter dick, I'm going to be very disappointed.
One second. I'm just gonna roll my own private dice for this because it depends. All right, I will strip off my clothes. I was rolling for dignity. Apparently,
Rolling for dignity. That is the best stat I've ever heard.
well, I just made it up on the fly because I needed it right now. Apparently, I don't have it. So, yeah, I will, I was.
I noticed that he's got a +0 modifier to his dignity. You've got decidedly average dignity.
Besides the point. All right, so yeah, no, I'll strip off. Fine. Let's continue.
Okay. Sure. You gonna perform?
Yes, absolutely.
Pray tell, what is it that you are performing?
I will, apparently I'm going to sing whilst... Am I nude or am I scantily clad? Makes a difference.
How much are you stripping off?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like,
how much do you want to drop?
I have to be complete? Well, right, but...
That wasn't meant to be
singing is one thing. The amount of clothing that I have determines the dance. So... I would like to know...
If for simplicity's sake, if you don't strip down fully, she will indicate that the audition is thorough.
Okay, then I'll strip down completely.
Okay.
We need some better music for this, Andrelicio.
The problem is, I would play something, but it'd be copyrighted. So yeah. I haven't got sort of 60s jazz on tap. I didn't plan this eventuality.
Fantastic.
I believe in miracles since you came along. You're a sexy thing. You're
And cut.
Okay, so you sing while dancing.
Yes. Right. So, what about the chat that we were all having before he left? That was all there was to it.
Oh, you should take that in stride. That in the middle of a discussion about how untrustworthy Malphas was, he just was like, "Yeah, so... I'm just gonna leave. You can have these 2 guns that I've brought back, and I'm gonna go get naked in the back room with a halfling woman."
Okay. So, while the rest of you are discussing this amongst yourselves, and you hear coming from the back room some sort of very faint, I believe in miracles since you came along.
It needs to be Sex Bomb by Tom
Jones.
Jones.
Roll for performance.
If it is a Sex Bomb, no dice.
Sex Bomb.
Sex Bomb, Sex Bomb. You must. So, Tulips, roll for performance.
Oh man, if I roll a 1 on this, I'm gonna
lost me, huh?
I'm gonna roll up and die.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we lost your camera again.
You guys have to tell me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry. I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want you feeling bad.
Yeah.
No, do.
Okay.
Because it only drops out for a second and then it comes back. So,
right. Okay.
The
one was there. It was there.
Stream. It should be fine for the Skype call.
The one that teased us as it rolled past.
That'd have been good.
That'd have been so good.
I have never performed completely in the nude. Thank you. So.
What would a 1 be? Like, it's a little bit cold in here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Probably.
Trips over his tail and
right, so at this point, Melthas walks in, having been instantly sort of recognized as another tiefling.
I don't walk in. I want specifically on the outside. Like, as I'm approaching this place, I mean, the moment I see Painted Lady, Painted Hall, I'm like, okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look around the area. It's not like I'm casing the joint or anything, but I'm, again, looking for any kind of sign of thieves' cant. Any indication that this is the place.
Mm.
Okay. There is definitely
my bloody head.
In a slightly darker shade of gold, sort of almost like a bronze, on top of the gold lettering, you notice that there is a Thieves Guild symbol has been painted on one of the letters, almost sort of worked into the fabric of the letter itself, so it's almost unnoticeable. But your trained eye sort of picks it out.
Okay. At that case, I draw my hood up, not stealthing, but I'm, specifically obscuring my face somewhat. and I step in.
Okay. At which point, the guy will recognize you as a tiefling after talking to you and instantly direct you in. So you're not in any problem. The guy will instantly be like, "That's the extra tiefling." Boop. Your friends are over at the table, and you walk in to greet your friends.
Okay.
Tulips is not there.
Not currently.
You do hear his voice from another room going, "Sex bomb, sex bomb."
Fantastic. Okay. Who is that? Have you gagged Scarlet? Oh no, it's Briarstone. Okay. I couldn't tell for a moment because I couldn't see his lips moving. I didn't know he was like
throat noises I can do. Yeah.
I don't want to know what kind of throat noises are coming from the back of that room. Thanks. So, Malphas, with his hood up, and with a noticeably brooding gait, makes straight for the table and sits down. Doesn't greet anyone. Sits down, says, "Where is Tulips?"
Well, I have my arms forward and I just look at him and saying, "Why do you want to know?"
At that point, with very thinly veiled anger, he snaps his hood back and says, "This is why I want to know," pointing specifically at the chipped horn.
From the sounds of it, you deserved it.
Why did you pay me if you had no intention of returning with the guns? Boomsticks. The explosive propellant devices.
At that point, it would seem very obvious that Malphas is like having an internal debate. But it's not so much that he's trying to decide between two options, but simply he's trying to work it out himself. And in the end, he'll just say, "I had no other option. I needed to get them back there quickly."
If you were in trouble, why didn't you just say to us?
I wasn't in trouble. Someone asked me to... It seemed like the right thing to do. I don't know why, and I suspect there was something at play, but someone came up to me in the temple while I was there. He asked me to bring them back. He seemed very cordial, dressed, well, actually kind of like you. He nods towards Bray. And there are a million reasons why I shouldn't have done it, but I can't tell you why none of them applied at that moment. It seemed like the best thing I could do.
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Sure.
To see if this seems like he was, like, if I can tell, yeah, that was probably magical influence, you dummy. Yeah? Alright.
Yeah, go for it.
Got to open that, and Arcana would
honestly, you don't really need to roll for that, actually. Like, what he describes could quite easily be a charm effect. Charm effects make people do things, but it's not like you can't control your body. It's you want to do them for some reason. So you know about basic charm effects, having been scored as a wizard. So you wouldn't even need to roll for that one. What he describes sounds like it could be a charm effect, wanting to do something and then realizing later, like, why did I do that?
Right, so you had a private meeting with a spellcaster after we left.
I wouldn't so much call it a meeting as...
Well, then why did you
appeared.
stay? Understand, I don't care. I have my portion. What I want to know is how I can help. Going forward...
There are certain codes of conduct that the Red Patches breached that have an effect beyond the Red Patches. When you cross a Thieves Guild, it isn't just you who pays for it. It's your family and anyone else stupid enough to think that you did the right thing and that they could have a try. I was looking for any sign of what may have... where they came from, why they did what they did, and I was going to leave a message that no one else should be stupid enough to do the same thing. But before I could do all of that, some fellow, I didn't even get his name, showed up behind me, mentioned that he would really like these to be brought back. And for better or worse, I decided that it was exactly the right thing to do at that moment. And I know enough that about this sort of thing. Yes, I'm fairly certain he charmed me, but what good is that to now? All I want to know is where are the boomsticks? I mean, I can see... are the two on the table, or did you pocket them?
I think Purple pocketed them because they didn't want them lying on the table.
I just want to know what happened afterwards. All I remember is opening a door, incredible amounts of pain, and then I woke up later a few gold shy and no boomsticks. None, not even a crate.
Everybody is commenting on why my camera keeps flashing. I don't know. I don't know. There's no flash in my apartment. I don't know why it's doing that.
It looks to me like it's reinitializing, like it's going, oh, go max exposure. Oh, wait, no, darken.
Let me,
This is the Role4It
since I'm only
technical
using
issue.
one camera, I'll unplug the second one. I am really sorry, guys. I have a tech coming out.
Honestly, there's
don't worry about it. Like, hopefully we've got our technical allowance of problems for the month,
Yeah.
crammed in. So
Hey, think
no
of it
more
like
for the rest
this.
of the month.
At least you actually have a camera. Scarlet sat on the floor in the corner of a cold, dank cell.
Who put Scarlet in the corner? Sorry.
She's actually in the middle of the room, and it's not cold because I turned the heating on, especially because
So you're trying to torture her with heat? You're basically trying to cook her until she... Oh, that's disgusting. You are an awful person. Just sat there gloating, and you're probably got a little fan on you. It's like, oh, yeah, it's lovely and cool over here.
Knowing that heat rises and then the cold settles to the floor.
Oh, wow. What a scallywag you are.
Okay. Anyway, so you're at your table. Tulips comes back out of the back room, like just straightening his tunic. Tulips, they were impressed, and they will be happy to have you tonight to perform similarly
more
on the
ways
main
than one.
stage.
Ooh, the main stage. Well done.
Main stage.
Whoa.
Actually,
I
they
even
would have
wrote a
asked
song
you.
for it.
They would have asked you how many nights you're staying. They'll provide you bed and rest for your entire party if you want,
Well, we need to make sure for Squishy then he can have lodging.
and he can have stables.
Awesome.
If that's okay. And they would have asked if would you be willing to
Entertain.
take part in any more of the traditional services offered by a brothel.
Your reputation as a master lover is on the line here. If people don't know
Talking
you in
to
this
me.
city, they'll know you after this. Remember, you rolled a 7 on your dignity.
Like, you had to bring that up, didn't you? All right,
Yes. We've lost the camera
all right,
again.
I know.
Right.
That was intentional.
You can just say no.
Oh, for
No,
Christ's
no,
sake.
I am here just to perform.
Okay. So you go back out to your group. You're on the main stage tonight, starting shortly after sundown.
Okay.
So, can we
about
continue
midday.
this conversation?
Yes, please do.
Right. So perhaps next time you should at least have kept someone with you rather than trying
did.
to take on whoever came after by yourself.
I wasn't expecting to be there that long. But point taken.
Well, we've got 2 of them.
2.
And I'm paid
Where are the
up,
rest?
so you have 2.
Where are the rest?
Tulips only came back with 2 of them.
Then who has the rest?
My guess is your mysterious wizard or spellcaster of whatever kind they were.
I'm leaving this open so that other people can interject. Because apparently the group is together now. I don't want to...
Well, there goes my share of the gold. I am not happy with you, Melfast.
Not much I can do about it. now.
Well,
Wait, am I standing next to Melfast right now? Or nearby,
Yeah.
at least? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he still have a knot on his head?
Yes.
I will heal it. Because I do feel bad for doing that, but then again, I felt like it was necessary. And I will say that as I will give him the healing.
You weren't party to the discussion. Apparently,
No?
you're still under the impression that, like, you came back after Malphas explained everything, so you're. Like,
Oh,
you're
then I
under the
don't know.
impression.
you're still performing
Yeah,
in
right.
theory
So
while we're having
sorry,
this
then
discussion.
Okay, then I take that back. I see Melfast, and then I'm pretty standoffish, unless of course somebody wants to clue me in on things.
Well, at Scarlet
If
mentioned
anyone wants
that
to clue
she
him in,
was,
just say,
Well,
she was
when
unhappy.
Tulips comes back, I'll say our friend was charmed.
and you don't know how to secure loot or how to blackjack someone, you idiot.
It worked well enough.
There are 1,000 different ways you could have done that without ramming my face into the door.
I didn't have a blackjack. The
heel
door
of your
seemed
fist.
well enough.
Well, the palm of your
Yes,
hand, or the
I-
heel of your hand.
Well,
I am a performer, not a fighter.
And you're also an
We
idiot.
also
You just
have one
left
more
the booms, everything there, and walked off. Now, apparently, someone has it. Why didn't you take the rest of them with you?
Because
Since you saw so... You couldn't carry more than 2?
Well, I put one crate on the back of a cart, right?
No, you
one
didn't put a crate.
gun.
You said you put 1 gun. That's what we were all asking at the time.
No, I put one crate on the back of the
There was
cart.
only 1
and then
crate.
Oh,
one
then that's
crate.
what I put on the back of the cart. And then I took the guns. And then
I
walked
did
behind the
ask
cart.
if you
Yeah.
took 2 guns and put 1 gun on
did
the cart
ask,
and 1 gun.
and
in
you
Oh,
your
said-
hand.
sorry. No. I set up
oh,
the crate on the
guns!
cart.
Guns now, EE.
Ah, what
I'm
are
still
these
buying it
strange
for the
things?
state of just trying to get this out of the way.
Right. No. I said crate on the back of the cart. And that's why I was confused when we got here to the painted whore then. Because I thought that it was the crate that I was going to put by the door. That's why I said the crate by the door. And then the guns that I had. I was thinking that
Okay,
I had...
I think I heard guns. And I think everyone else heard guns at the same time. And I did ask if it was 2 guns. I can't really go back and retroactively retcon the crate. I will say that you could have more than 2 then.
Okay.
I'll let you have 4 quite easily. You can carry 4 on your person.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Okay.
I'll make it more... I'll try to be more specific.
Sorry, I missed that. I missed a bit about the crate.
So the problem that we have right now is that we have not succeeded in our mission, and that much is clear.
And whoever spoke to
Because
me
we did
knew about
not
you.
find the source of these devices.
And whoever found me afterwards knew my name
Manufacturer.
and spoke
By the
of
way,
you.
chat is saying that you definitely did say crate.
Oh, did he?
For the purpose of this, you carry 4 on your person. You would have tried to shift the crate onto the cart. It would have been probably maybe too heavy. You would have made a strength test. If you had to leave it where it was, that same thing would have happened. If you put it onto the cart and you succeed in the strength test, when you go to get it off the cart at the other end of the road, it's not there anymore.
Okay.
Your passive perception isn't high enough, so it's simply not there.
Yeah.
Whichever way, it works out the same, but you do manage to have 4 of the boomsticks.
Okay.
Okay, very
But
good.
for the
yeah, I'm not
story's
strong
sake-
enough to really make that.
Okay, so for the story's sake, you left the Great Day rather than putting it on the cart and then it vanished.
Oh, if
technically,
you
I
wants
put
to
it
put
on
it
the
on the
back
cart,
of
you
the
can put it on the cart and just
Okay.
say... I mean, it would have been a strength test in hindsight, but whatever. It still works out the same because it wouldn't have been there. Tulip's passive perception isn't high enough, so
But it
we're
would-
fine on that one.
It would
made a
change
difference.
what he had tried to do.
Okay,
which
yeah.
will affect
In
how
which
he
case,
plays.
Tulips
Yeah.
managed to just about shift it onto the crate. Lots of strenuous effort on his behalf. He feels fairly tired, and one of his shoulders is a little bit gimpy from it for a little while. But he did manage to put it on the cart, and he goes to the other end of the road, and mysteriously, the crate is not there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, at this point, Malthus is adjusting what he said to, or rather, when said, "Well, you're very unhappy with him," he's like, "Well, don't look at me. Tulips took them off me, and then he lost them, not me. At that point, he managed to work out what was going on, knocked me out, felt that he was tiefling enough to deal with the situation, and then lost them all.
Working on
Like
the
how you say tiefling enough to deal with the situation.
Because you're more than enough of a man.
Mm.
I'm sure that Hobbit lady thinks the same.
Yes.
Either way, I'm pissed I didn't get my share of the gold. So what are we going to do now?
There's still gold to be had. But we're gonna
Not
have to
as
figure
much.
No. Unfortunately.
While all of this is going on, Malphas,
Development.
nursing his head still, is looking around and still looking for any sort of indications. I mean, he's not obviously not going to see it like a message written somewhere, but there will be markings, if there are any in the bar, that he's specifically looking for at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't notice any particular markings. Some indications that there were originally markings that have maybe been scratched out on the bar itself. But no markings immediately spring to mind.
Okay.
Okay. So are you going to just work this out amongst yourselves and wait towards tonight, or is there anything specific you want to do?
At this point, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the world enough to know how rare just like scraps of parchment are. Like, we're not talking like velium, the sort of stuff that a spell would be written on, but just something that can scrawled on.
Not particularly rare. I mean, they're not as common as paper in our world because they don't have mass production type stuff, but some dwarves and gnomes do have some methods of mass production towards stuff like parchment, basic stuff. So you would be okay to have parchment and so on. I mean, if you ask the bar for parchment,
You also
they'd probably
know
already
that
get
I
there.
have some. Because you saw me use it earlier.
I wasn't sure if it was like a sort of valium sort of stuff, like a specific sort of high grade thing for wizards and things like that. But at some point, like, Malfoy was just asked, has anyone got some parchment I can have?
Of course.
Doesn't need to be much. Okay. At that point, let's think. What have I got? I wouldn't say I'd have enough control over Acid Splash. So at this point, Malfoy, okay.
I definitely want to make sure that I get a description of the person from him, a thorough description.
Okay.
And I'm assuming not a recognizable person
and
right off from the
Malphas,
description.
whilst he's relaying the description, just for brevity's sake, so he's mentioning that, and also pointing out, because I was trying to mention that earlier, that he knew Malphas, or at least knew Malphas's name, knew people, or seemed to know. I mean, realistically, in retrospect, Malphas gave him the name, and he just agreed with it. But as far as Malphas remembers, he knew Dvoshka, and he knew about the group, and was also talking about finding them. So, you know, as far as Malphas is concerned, this person knew what they were coming for. But while he's doing that, he's prestidigitating a small symbol onto the parchment. He's not explaining it. He's just drawing effectively the symbol that was on the sign. And once he's done that, you know, in a break in the conversation, just flags down one of the barmaids. He says he'd like a drink, and then slips the parchment onto her tray or into her hand, and says, you know, he just wants an ale.
Okay, so you catch the eye of the half-elven lady with the red hair. She comes over and goes, "Hello, sir. What can I get you?"
A strong dwarvish ale.
Okay, sir. That'll be 2 pieces of silver.
Okay. And he takes the silver, folds it, puts it into the folded parchment, and hands that to her.
She takes it, initially a little bit confused, and walks off. She comes back a while later with a mug of ale on what is effectively a coaster, and underneath the coaster is a little bit of parchment.
Okay. Given the time it would probably have taken, was any more conversation going on? Because I don't want to just block everything. Because like while he was doing that, Malphas was basically explaining and describing the person. As much detail as he could remember.
Yeah, so it would be the guy was human.
He didn't pick out his name.
Burnt left half the face, vaguely yellow eyes, winning smile,
Well-spoken.
looked trustworthy, well spoken, dark red cape with darker red trimming, vaguely sort of normal sort of adventurer type garbs of hide robes and so on. Nothing particularly armored, but sort of hard wearing clothes.
Weapon?
I didn't know.
He had a staff, non-magical, just walking stick type staff.
And whilst
Not
they're
a lot
processing
to
that
go.
information, Malphas takes a sip of his ale and just kind of discreetly looks at the parchment.
Okay. It says, invite me into the back for a show.
Okay. Is the maid still there?
Yeah, she's cleaning tables and putting stuff away.
Okay. Well, I believe that didn't Briarstone just come out of the back? At this point, Malphas is like, "What's at the back? What were you doing back there when I arrived?"
I was proving to the fine staff here at this fine establishment that I can indeed do a song and dance.
What kind of
Darla
dance?
just cocks an eyebrow at that.
You know, basically my standard dance. Standard dances, just a little embellished.
So I take it you're going to be
Roll to
performing
see.
here tonight, then. Oh yeah, roll to see.
Yes.
Nice. Fantastic.
Roll to see what now? Sorry.
Deceive.
Roll deceive.
Roll deceive, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to make anyone roll instead, so I'm just going to take sort of an average of if you get a crappy roll / a good roll. Just to speed things up.
12.
Malthus would probably... Malthus roll. It's close enough to the borderline that Malthus should roll.
What would I be rolling? My deceive or what?
Insight.
Insight. Okay.
You have to get greater than 12.
Which
Or
is
else
terrible
that-
because I've got awful insight so far. No, it looks fine.
It was his standard
Check
dance,
that.
you know, a little
Yeah.
embellished.
Well,
Yeah,
considering I was
standard
just going to roll with it anyway before the rolls came up, I'm perfectly happy with that result. Are you going to be performing tonight?
Yes, actually, yes.
In the meantime, the only lead we seem to have is this emblem. The only thing that I know about it, I'm out of character. The only thing that I know about it is that it is roughly dwarven. Like some similar things have come up in dwarven cultures at various points. So
And certain maybe gnomish things, but you're not too certain about that one. And that's outside your technical expertise. I mean, you know Dwarven, so you know some of the more early historical Dwarven documents, and certainly some of the earlier languages have that symbol in them,
Okay.
or at least a symbol derived from that, possibly.
At this point, Malphas would kind of draw out the tome of human history and just slide it over the table and say, well, maybe this will have something. I don't know. It's a tome of human history, but go back far enough and it might have some reference to it.
how are we going to explain the emblem to the book?
The same way you would explain it to a person. You use words.
Right. I put a gold on the table and say, "You try that. What was the name of where was the dwarf that you talked to about these devices earlier?"
At that point, I'd give a vague description just outside the Brown Trout, was it not? If my memory serves.
Yeah, it was near a couple of streets over, yeah.
I'll be heading that way. The emblem is vaguely dwarven. I have a bad feeling that I know where it's from.
How about before you
Maybe a
step
dwarf
away,
will be able to.
given what happened to me just now and your sterling advice not to keep secrets, if you think there's something bad may be going down, then at the very least we should have a heads up about it.
It's only an inkling right now, just a worry. But the dwarves we see around us are not the only dwarves in this world.
Hmm.
And I excuse myself
Okay. Well,
and head off.
Tulips, are you going to get on with your performance?
Yes, I actually I looked to the there's a manager of the establishment. I'm pretty sure I met him. Yes.
Really?
Huh?
Twice?
Her?
I mean, the first time is
Her?
understandable, but the second time you saw her. This is why we get confused about whether you're carrying crates or guns around.
Right. Yes, her.
I guess before I leave, anyone is welcome to join me. I just
At that
don't
point,
tend to drink quite so
I-
much in whorehouses in the morning.
I mentioned that I need a rest, and I kind of point to the huge swelling on my brow and the chipped horn and the slight bit of blood. But it's probably best
Yes,
we
you
don't
do.
travel alone at the moment. Seems Tulips is staying here, but perhaps
At this
one
point,
of
I
you.
would know what I would know whether or not you're like still on the up and up. I'm pretty sure somebody would have told me specifically by now that you were charmed. So at
yes,
this point,
she
I will.
mentioned it when you
Oh
came
yeah,
back.
I did as soon as you
Yeah,
came
yeah.
back.
I will heal you. I'll just go ahead and just roll that so that you get rid of that
Will
that
you save
nasty,
those
nasty
berries.
that third lump that you got going on there. I'll just
Third
get rid of it.
You get. Yeah,
There you go, 10.
that would easily sort anything out.
No, there you go.
Melts' brow goes.
Does it make that sound as
And
well?
his whole-
I hope it does.
A little bit. There's a you know. You
My
can
head
feel
sounds
the
like a
sound.
clanger. Like the soup dragon. Fantastic.
Your horn is still chipped.
Yeah. That'll take a
it
while
is-
to grow out.
Yeah,
Long
it's not
while.
living tissue. It can't regrow. It's dead. But yes, the chip isn't quite so prominent, and it's sort of becomes shiny again, like it's evenated sort of outside of your horn. But yeah, that'll take a while to go. Right, Bree is leaving. Anyone else leaving with Bree?
Well, I think I'll go with Brianna because if it's something that's vaguely gnomish, I might somewhat have an inkling, but then I never really took much to do with my own sort of family and upbringing too closely, and I'm not that smart, to be honest.
Scarlett's gonna leave before my performance. Oh no.
At that point, like,
It is just about midday. Your performance is after sunset.
I'll catch you later,
Oh,
Tulips.
okay.
as Scarlett walks past the table, like, Malphas feeling a little bit more, like, as he's got his center of balance back, just kind of leans back and just reaches out for a hand and just kind of presses his coin pouch into it and just murmurs, "I'm sorry for losing your money." The whole coin pouch. Just pulled it off.
I'm sorry for getting angry with you, Melfast. It wasn't your fault.
No, it was.
Well, not completely.
Okay, how many coins is that?
That was 5 gold, 3 silver, and 12. 12 gold, 3 silver, and 5 copper.
You got
And
that?
there's a gold on the table for you, Malthus, because she said to use it for the book,
Yeah,
and she left
that's still there.
one of your gold coins there.
He knows it. He gave them all names.
Okay, so Bree and Scarlet leave, leaving the guys in a brothel in the middle of the day. Well, not going to stereotype that one. Right, sure. Is there anything you want to do while the lasses go to visit the dwarf? He asked with trepidation.
I'm waiting for Aramil and Brian and
Without actually role-playing it word for word.
yes.
Preferably.
I think we've horrified my chat enough.
I think we've horrified most people's chats. Yeah, I mean,
My chat, on the other hand, they're just like, can we ship more people? I'm sure that's what's going
My
through their
chat's
minds.
used to
They're
it.
probably like, yeah, come on, Brightstone, sorry, Tulips, do a dance. Then Malphas, get involved in the dance. Oh, it would be great. Cross swords, love hearts. I imagine that's what's going through their minds. I'm fairly certain Matt Sape is probably thinking about drawing it.
My
I'm
chat
afraid.
wanted me
Very
to
afraid.
assist Briarstone. And I didn't. I know. I don't want to do that. They also were wondering why Enter Elysium hasn't said
buttons, baby. Sorry.
nothing happens. Because I said, like, hey, anytime EE says nothing happens, take a drink. And it's been a while.
Well done, E.
So
Well, maybe if you said that you wanted to partake of the delights of the brothel, I would go, okay, you go into a room together and nothing happens.
there we go. Yeah.
Really awkward. Doesn't happen all the time. Anyway,
Well,
Malthus.
At this point, considering the other two are just kind of sitting there, and Malphas, I was assuming that Tulips is going to get to performing. At that point, they just kind of sit down, and after a moment, because they're not saying anything, he's like, well, I got my face smashed into a door. I just had all my money. I've just lost all my money. Except this. I pick up the gold coin. I'm going to invest this wisely. And I flag down the barmaid and ask, quite pointedly, for a show.
Okay.
A private show.
And she winks at you, strokes your arm a little bit, and caresses one of your horns and goes, okay, if you'll follow me. Okay. Aramil, Tulips, can you make insight rolls, please?
What type of roll, sorry?
Insight.
Insight.
Insight roll. Okay. Right. What is my insight currently? Insight's +4. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Nice.
Master of Tulips, you get the feeling that maybe the barmaid has been particularly waiting for Malthas to say that.
I just have this effect on people. I don't mean to brag, but...
Okay,
Wait, so do I feel something sinister, or do I feel something...
No, nothing particularly sinister.
Maybe kinky, but not sinister.
That's a 23, so you don't feel anything particularly sinister going on.
Okay. Nothing sinister.
So-
Then I won't worry about it.
No. Okay, so Malthus, you get up and follow her. She leads you by the hand
Okay.
into one of the little side booths
Fantastic.
with a cloth curtain in front. And as soon as she closes the curtain, she suddenly becomes a lot more businesslike. She stops with the whole seductive attitude. She straightens up, and she pulls forwards one of the chairs, and there's a crawl space behind it. And she beckons you to follow and heads in.
And I do so without pause.
Okay. You go through, and you end up in a small, slightly dingy room. Certainly nothing like the standards of the velvet-covered, alcohol-filled, sensual den on the other side. A lot more practical, and there are things
Utilitarian.
like crossbows on walls. There are blackjacks hanging from them. Pun?
Utilitarian.
Yeah, very utilitarian. There's even a few cots. It's very much what you would imagine to be a condensed thieves guild. It's got everything in there needed to break and enter. There are some lockpicks let out on the side. Cots for people sleeping and changing shifts and so on. It's what we would imagine for a very condensed thieves guild in sort of a town like this. And she straightens up, and you notice sitting in a chair behind what appears to be a sort of makeshift desk, sort of piled up on a couple of bricks with a piece of wood over the top, is the madame of the house, the hobbit who you saw going off with Tulips earlier.
Okay.
You know I can't.
Yes, I do.
I assume you're passing through.
I am. And I may be staying for a while.
Okay.
I
Who are
thought
you?
it would be fitting for me to introduce myself. It wouldn't be right for me to just show up and muddy the waters.
The corner of her sort of set frown sort of twitches into a smile. We appreciate that. If you are to steal in this town, the tariff is 20% of whatever you find goes to the guild.
Understood. But I have another specific topic to discuss at the moment. I hear you may have lost some of your flock recently to brigandry. The red patches?
She sighs. Yes, the red patches. As a thieves guild in this town, we try to keep our profile low. We take what we need. Unfortunately, we haven't been getting any more recruits recently. The red patches have really been taken.
Oh, we've just lost EE completely, or I have. Does anyone else hear him? Does anyone hear anyone? Oh dear.
I can't hear any of you.
I can hear you!
Oh,
Oh, there we
Great.
go.
All right, we're back. I'm like clicking my headphones on and off. Like, what the hell?
I was like,
wonder if
what?
my batteries were out.
I know.
Skype!
Yeah, pretty much that entire that everything you just started saying, it cut out straight away. So
Yeah, it certainly did.
And
The red patches have been taking...
oh dear.
Skype!
Why Skype? Why you do? Why are you so mean? We
Well,
love
I'm
you
trying
so
to put
much.
my video back on.
I
It's
know.
not working.
No, it's not letting me. We're gonna
It
need
says
to redo
proof
this.
video is
bloody
unavailable at
call.
the moment. Please try again a little...
Okay.
What?
How about we restart the
Hey, y'all know
call?
how I feel.
But I'm just gonna take
Wow.
a.
Wow.
I'm gonna punch a lot of cotton right now.
I
Rip
think we
Skype.
should restart the call, but whilst we're doing that, I'm just going to step away for a moment, if that's all right.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's fine. So we're going to go to an impromptu break that'll last like a minute as we just try and get the call back up. Hopefully. Skype?
My chat just said,
Ooh,
dispel silence! Oh, that's
Try
fantastic.
turning your cameras on.
Oh, it's working! It's working!
Yes? Maybe? Possibly? We
I
haven't
don't
got
see
an
any of
Roomba
yours.
yet.
Hey!
I see
all
everyone
right.
but a Roomba, but I will be right
That's
back.
Rumba.
I don't see anyone. Oh, wait. No, I got nothing.
I haven't got an Aramel. I got everyone else.
But I'm not streaming anymore, so
Aramel
it's
is
not
still
the
not
end of the
here.
world.
Melphis is gone. However, if Melphis has run away, I'm going to run away as well due to biological habits. So I'll be right back.
Okay, in which case we have a Bree and a Scarlet.
Hi. I'm still here.
Hi.
Okay, Bree and Scarlet, you head off towards the dwarfs' workshop. You get out front.
Well, this does feel a bit racist, but he's pretty much the only dwarf. I should say this in character, I guess. Well, this does feel a bit racist, but he is the only dwarf craftsman that we are at all familiar with thus far in this town. So here goes. And I go in.
Okay, Scarlet following in your wake. Hi, what can I do for you? Would be what you'd expecting from what Malthus was saying. Unfortunately, you don't quite find a welcome and inviting dwarf. What you do find is a workshop in disarray. There are weapons knocked over, pieces of armor, which you would imagine would be held on the nails on the walls, that are just currently lying on the floor. And in sort of towards the back of the workshop, you see.
This is pretty much I want to draw a weapon. Let's see if there's a nicer one here.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Not an actual like looking for loot thing.
Okay, so
Perception, you
this is
said?
a 6-second action perception then. So yeah, make a 6-second action perception roll.
I see nothing. That's 2 today.
You actually trip over, sort of, as you move forwards, and you trip over some of the armor cluttered on the ground. You don't really notice anything other than the.
It was a
rapidly,
wisdom roll, not a dex roll.
What have I missed?
Scarlet, you Scarlett, you notice that there's a short sword nearby that looks of reasonable quality.
I think I'm going to grab that.
You grab the short sword.
Well, I draw my rapier, not seeing a different one.
Okay.
And investigate. Start an actual. First off, we're looking for anybody there. I mean, I'm guessing it doesn't appear that this was particularly recent.
You go over and you can check the corpse, and he is, if not cold to the touch, certainly getting that way.
Well, I doubt whoever did this.
Call keeps dropping. Very bad call. Send feedback. He gets.
Today's technical issues.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, hey, look, I have a Melphis. Hi.
All right then. It's me and Geek Girly and Melphis. Awesome. Bree and Melphis.
Arumba seems down. We've lost the Arumba.
I'm still here vocally.
Oh well. Anyway, yeah, you were saying you go over and.
No, but you assumed.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
So what are you doing?
You assumed that I was going over because I asked how dead he appeared to be. But I'll just do a quick detect magic and then approach. But
Sure.
since
You do
I had
detect
already
magic.
approached.
Oh my lord, the cameras are in such bad places now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've just dropped an Arumba, so I'm going to try and get an Arumba back. If we don't get an Arumba back, then I will try and do something about the cameras on my end, at least. It might just be inviting Miss Carsnell, even though she won't appear with a camera, and that will force the cameras into
Sorry about having to
positions.
run, by the way. It's just that I've been kind of keeping an eagle eye out for the reset light on my burglar alarm. It gets really cold here and it messes with the electronics. And then it goes off randomly and I have to reset it, but then it turns on the tamper alarm and I've got to wait for that to go off to hit the reset button. Otherwise, the alarm goes off again within about 5 minutes. So I was like, no! I had to go out and fix that. It's
Arumba's
annoying.
whole stream appears to be down, somebody is saying.
Yeah.
My stream went
apparently.
down when I got back. It just hiccuped and fell. So I just brought it back up.
So it's not
This
just
is
Skype
bizarre.
and Twitch and just all the issues.
I'm still streaming.
Yeah. Well, mine
Well-
is back up. It's only down for a moment, but
Being that I'm hosting, everybody on my channel apparently is also seeing the stream just fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to invite Miss Carsnell temporarily to try and knock things into sensible places. And we're just going to
sorry,
just go straight
everyone.
on.
Very sorry.
I
Technical
feel bad
difficulties.
because I feel like
Try
my
and join with a camera if you
internet
can.
issues are what have
You've infected us. That's what's happened.
No,
kinda what I feel
doubt
like.
it. I mean, between your internet issues and just Skype being exactly what Skype is,
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think it's fine.
Melfast's space has been taken by Briar. Miss
Right.
Carsnell's taken Tulip's place without a camera. And Aramil is now actually occupied by Melfast. So I'm sure by this stage in the game people are aware who each person is. I don't need to move them around for what might be a very temporary last 20 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
And we're just going to continue where we were.
Okay.
we are so sorry,
So-
everyone.
I
Technically-
quickly turn to Scarlet and say, lock the door.
Alright, well, I'll run and lock the door. I'll have a look to see if there's any other way in here as well.
You go to lock the door and realize that the door can't be locked. The lock has been busted open.
Well, crap.
Well, jam it with something.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff lying around, so I'll try and DIY something to just
Okay.
jam.
You grab a sword with an unfinished edge and you sort of jam it into the ground and against the door, and that might hold. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Arumba has his internet or something.
Hmm.
So, and then we look for any other ways in or out. I mean, that's clearly where they came in, but not necessarily where they went out. Right?
Sorry, there is one door in the back, which leads out of the workshop.
outside or to like a house?
It leads to some living quarters.
Is it lockable from this side?
Yes, you could. Well, not from the side of the workshop, but from the inside, from the living quarters.
Then jam it
Jam it closed.
from the workshop side right now.
Okay. So you quickly go up to the door. You see that it's a living quarters on the other side, and you immediately close it, and you jam it closed, and you grab a spear, put it in, lodge it into the ground, and try and hold that shut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You two are now trapped in a workshop.
Yeah.
Yay!
And
Wait.
is detect magic picking anything up?
Detect magic isn't picking anything up particularly in here. None of his pieces that he seems to have are, in fact, magical. And his body itself it shows signs of slight burning to one of his hands. Almost like on sort of the back of his hand, like he held his hand up in defense and something scorched the back of his hand. That would register as maybe faintly like a magical attack had happened. It wasn't too long ago that it would have faded.
So, should we do a more thorough investigation? And yeah, we would do a more thorough investigation looking for any evidence whatsoever and a nice rapier.
Sure.
Nice rapier. Well done. I approve.
Shall I roll investigation?
Sure. Roll investigation. Scarlett, do you want to assist or?
Yeah, I'll assist. Is the stream still up? Because people in chat are saying Twitch decided to crash.
I'm still
Yeah,
streaming.
it looks like it's me.
You sound
Both
pretty
of you
bad.
sound robotic at the moment.
Oh, so do you, Tulips.
Yeah, everyone sounds robotic.
Oh, wow.
Everything's
you
fine
sound
to me.
now. Okay, now everybody's fine.
Oh my god.
Wow.
How much is that?
20.
Okay. Scarlett, you rolled.
I haven't.
In which case you can't assist.
Yeah.
20. So you look around. You notice that the way the door has been bust open, it looks like someone has forced it open quite strongly from the outside and has easily taken the guy by surprise on the inside. It looks like he was working on something over one of the anvils towards the back. Raised his hand in defense. There was fire. You can see some of the scorching around the edge on the wall, like he had been hit by some sort of fire attack. And then he was pushed up against the wall and run through. It was a very quick, violent attack. You also do spot a nice rapier. This rapier, nothing to do with the attack. However, it is of elvish origin by the look of it. And it seems like a pretty decent blade.
By the way, Tulips, my chat feels that us peeing on the statues of the gods has caused this curse on our internet.
It
Yes, I
certainly
agree.
could be. Yeah.
The god of death of the internets.
Yeah.
Yep.
If only I could take that back.
Looking at the disturbed ground nearby, you actually managed to spot that whoever came in probably went around the workshop a little bit, popped into the back room, and came back out. And left via the front door. And you guess this was maybe some in the region of 4 to 12 hours ago. You're probably looking at somewhere like 6 to 8.
Can we see at all what he was working on the anvil?
Sure. He was working on just hammering out a piece of armor. He was working on a breastplate.
Oh, okay.
It's very early on in form. It's still mostly just almost flat.
All right, let's see if he had any family. And I'll unjam that door and go into the house area still at the ready.
Okay. You notice that out the back is mainly just sort of a cot, a small cooking area, some small personal effects. It's not particularly large. You get the impression that either he lived somewhere else and occasionally sort of slept here and, worked here and did overnight work here, or that he was a person of kind of very small means. He just wasn't really someone for a particularly large house, because there isn't much in the way of living stuff here. What you do notice is that on top of a cupboard, as soon as you walk in, you'll notice this, it looks like something has been standing there, maybe some sort of shrine or something, a sort of personal shrine you'd have in a house, and it's been completely destroyed. Been upended, burnt.
Looks recent.
Yeah, looks...
How big is it?
The shrine?
Yes.
It's probably nothing more than like, you know, 1.5 foot, 2 foot by 1.5 foot. It's just sort of a thing that would sit on top of a cupboard. A small little personal thing where you can, you know, pray and light candles or whatever.
Is it possible for me to cast mending on it enough to recognize what?
Give it a try. You can mend certain parts of it. A lot of it is destroyed more than mending will be able to do, but you do manage to, with a few blasts of the cantrip, manage to mend enough to have some of the iconography come back and appear.
And is it anyone that I recognize?
You would need to make a religion roll. It's still a little bit obscured and so on.
Come on. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hang on. Religion is +3. Are you kidding me?
At this point, you're going to take the...
You're not too sure. It could be someone was praying to Pelor, the goddess of agriculture, but you're not certain. Honestly, it's a bit too destroyed to really tell, honestly.
Take a drink,
I think
everyone.
you're making the new record for crit fails, by the way, on important rolls this session.
It's a round robin. Goes from Memphis to Bree.
Through EE.
Scarlet comes and joins you in the back, I assume.
Yeah, Scarlet would come join in. I'm trying to think how to handle this, because Scarlet's not particularly intelligent, like sort of metagaming here, but she also is religious, and she does know this god from her family as well. So I think she would at least want to try and have a sort of general look around here.
I mean, you can be intelligent. I mean, you are wise. You have a reasonable wisdom stat. You don't have an intelligence stat. That means you're not like learned, clever, but you can still be intuitively clever. But yeah, sure, you can make a religion roll if you want.
Yeah.
The god is... You are familiar with Pelor. It could be Pelor, but you don't think it would be. It's not your first choice of who you think it would be.
Right, okay.
So you wouldn't immediately jump to Pelor. You honestly think that it's probably a bit too destroyed to really tell. You don't immediately... None of the symbols are instantly recognizable to you. But Bree sort of seems to think it's Pelor, so... She doesn't feel that strongly, though. So you can debate between yourselves what you think it is.
Don't think at this point it matters. Are there any signs that children have ever gone through here? Like little sooty paw prints at child height?
No, not particularly. You don't notice any...
Just a quick glance for any signs that I should be leaving money.
I'm going to continue rolling the same
that I'm about
investigation
to
roll
take.
just to make things simpler, but you don't spot any particular paw prints at sort of child, however. You do, however, spot a small lockbox attached to one of the cabinets. What is it with your rolls today?
Technical issues are going to the rolls as well.
It would seem so.
Yeah, but you do spot a small lockbox attached to one of the cabinets.
I ignore it.
Okay.
Unless it's glowing magic, but...
No.
I think we should go. There's nothing for us here. Well,
Yeah.
except that rapier.
Part of the shrine, one of the idols, does ever so slightly faintly register as magic. However, the magic is not the magic you're normally familiar with. It's divine magic.
Not much I can do for it, so
Okay.
I already tried to fix it. Yeah, there's nothing for us here. We should head back. Quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
And I will take the nice rapier.
Okay. The rapier you have is a not magical, but it's a good quality elvish rapier. It's like really good craftsmanship. This rapier is so good craftsmanship you get +1 to hit.
Neat. Masterwork rapier.
Like we're talking like really good quality metals have been used. Metals involve some sort of smithing involving actual magical production means. It's been inlaid with, certain banding of different metals, and this is quite a work of art to be able to get effectively magical results out of normal craftsmanship. As normal as magical metals that aren't magical in nature are. But yeah, you head back. In the meantime, Malthus has been having words with a lady who we had to cut away from because of technical issues. Moving swiftly back, the lady was explaining, I believe before we cut up for the second time, that the Red Patches had been basically taking all the new recruits from the Thieves Guild because they were more focused on sort of, we can sort of get lots of response like quickly, we can fulfill your urges to take it against the man, etc. Whereas the Thieves Guild have a bit more of a code of honor, a lot slower and more subtle about doing things. Yeah. So a lot of the recruits had just not been coming along in recent months.
As a bit of an out of character thing here, I've lost the ability to see how long we've been recording because my stream failed and obviously the Skype call has dropped more than once. Is anyone else having bad audio issues at the moment?
Yep.
Because it is horrifically bad on ours. You sound like you're talking through a toaster.
Does someone else want to host then? Do you want to switch host?
Well, what I was going to suggest is how long have we been playing for? Because we could just wrap it up because it seems that the internet
I was hoping
is
to wrap
having
it up
issues.
in maybe the next 15 minutes because there are a couple of more things we can do and then this part will be wrapped up for the session. So we're so close I wanted to push on, otherwise I would have called it.
Okay, well, we can give it a try.
Okay, so switch host?
Yeah.
So I'll drop and if you can recall.
Yeah, sure, I'll recall everyone. Be right back.
Be right back.
Okay.
Very bad call. Bad quality send feedback. Bad. Okay, let's see if this will work.
And we try again.
Yes, indeed we do.
Just so that everybody is aware, I do have to toddle off at 6 o'clock, pretty much on the dot.
8 minutes. Yeah.
Well, tell EE.
Yeah, okay, we're fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. You stayed a long time last time.
If we had other technical issues, we'd be well inside time to get this done. But as it is, we're now pushing it a little bit. I think we can probably get it done, but we'll see. Right, so she explains this to you, and...
I mention... Well, they may be less of a concern now. Beard, was it, their leader?
Yes, I believe that was his name.
At that point, I take the cut-off beard out of the pouch.
Ew!
She looks visibly somewhat...
Appalled? I think appalled
A
is the
little
word
bit
you're looking
appalled,
for.
yeah. I wasn't going to go with the word that's wrong, but yeah, a little bit. At the obvious sight, composes herself and says, well, thank you. That's certainly a weight off our mind.
However, there are certain forces, certain players in the game at the moment. I'm not quite sure what game is being played in this city, but it feels as though my companions and I have been drawn into it, whether we like that or not. I was hoping perhaps you could give me some information that would smooth our transition.
Okay, what information do you require? And I will think about my response and get back to you.
first and foremost, we have been approached by representatives of certain interests who asked that we deal with the red patches specifically. I imagine you may be familiar with those individuals, or at least the concerns, whether the names really matter or not. But would Wolfgang ring any bells?
I'm afraid I do not recognize that name.
No matter. The most troubling part of all of this are these. And at that point, he draws out one of the small boomsticks. These have been showing up a lot recently, and until recently, I've never come across their like. But it seems that they're everywhere here, especially here.
They sprung up here about 2 weeks ago, and they were steadily growing more and more, but we haven't really seen any more in circulation recently. My suspicion is their supply has been cut off.
Beard had what seemed a relatively new shipment.
I assume they were disposable.
Most.
It could be that he was getting more shipments, or it could be that possibly it was merely a case they'd held back, just in case.
I realize that information carries its own value, but it would be extremely helpful for me to have any information regarding where these might be coming from, as I feel they're going to be tied up in much more in the future, both in this city and outside of it.
Well, I'm afraid I do not know anything offhand, but I can put out some feelers and get back to you later tonight.
It would be very much appreciated.
Very well. If you would go join your companions again, I will make sure to put out some feelers and see what I can hear.
Thank you very much for your time.
And what was your name?
Melfas Aberbrook.
Okay, very well. I won't keep you any longer. And she gestures to the crawl space.
Okay. Again, he nods his head in respectfully and then leaves.
Okay. You head back towards your companions, and as you...
as I'm going out, I untuck my shirt underneath my armor, tussle my hair a bit, and then...
the half-elf redhead helps you with that.
Okay.
Gives you a wink, and then goes out, fiddling with the back of her corset, pretending to tie it back up.
I make a point of tucking myself back in.
Okay, and you walk towards your compatriots.
Okay.
Aramil has snoozed off. He's tired. He didn't sleep last night.
He's meditating. We won't disturb him.
Yeah, that's why he keeps telling himself, but...
Really, he's just snoozing while, like, sitting upright.
That's it. Unless,
that is now canon in my head.
Yeah.
That he doesn't actually meditate.
He just sleeps and thinks
Yeah, that's what I think all along. As you do this, and you go back to your group, Bree and Scarlet head back in the front door.
I nod to them as I take my seat. Did you find anything out?
Nothing good. The dwarf is dead. And I say that fairly quietly, but...
Point. I furrow my brow and just sort of nod. Almost as if I'm not surprised, really. It seems that we're caught in a web, and that something else is plucking at the strings right now.
Well, if I could stop rolling ones, we might have a solid lead, but until then, I think we'll have to wait until next week.
Yes. Yes, we may.
Do you guys want me to sing my thing before we cut?
Yes,
out?
we want the song.
Yes.
You promised us
Not
a song.
really now.
Well,
Wait, is this the one without the dance? 'Cause
it's, yeah,
that
no.
almost-
I,
No,
well,
no.
okay.
Twitch say no dancing.
You can use your mind's eye
Okay.
to imagine the dance. I'm definitely not going to dance in front of you.
Okay.
No.
Not
Well,
now.
if this is the song you're going to be
Twitch
singing
is
while
the-
you're dancing, we're going to do that next week.
Hmm?
There'll be actual dancing in roleplay next week. So if this is one for the dancing, you can save it.
Oh no, I can dance next week too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anyway, all right. So the song. Do I roll my performance first, or do I just sing? It doesn't matter.
Oh no, we're going to do the performance roll. Will be next week because we've got something for that. So that has to be saved.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he's been building out to this.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay. So if we fast forwards to the nighttime,
Okay.
you get up, you go to the front stage.
No. Mm. We don't fast forward to the nighttime. I'm not staying there all day.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
Okay.
just
I
run.
That'll
mean, you
have to happen
can,
next
and
week, I'm afraid.
but understand that I'm not there. So
Okay, well, we can retroactively go back and do what you want if that's okay.
yeah, I'm just not planning on staying.
Well, I can do a midday
overnight at this
show.
particular establishment.
Oh, that's fine. Okay,
Midday
so
show, I'll do
Briar,
it again. Huh?
Tulips goes up to the main stage.
Yes. I'll do the midday show, and then I'll do a nightly show. Sure. Basically, the midday show is just to lead up to the nightly show anyway.
No, there's no midday show. They're not running that sort of establishment during the midday. But
Okay.
when you get to sort of the sun's just gone down, one of the matrons sort of indicates at you to get on the main stage.
Right? Okay. And then I'll just do okay.
Chester, why did you
Rolly.
die?
Come on, make it good. Hey, there we go, 21. That's pretty good.
So while he strips off, he sings.
I was new to the nude, like the babe I was born. My talents were established in the room beyond. I have a standard for style, naked to the letter. A sex bomb I've become, and all for the better.
Everyone watching this display can instantly
Throws their
have a
underwear.
D6 inspiration dice and then immediately have it taken away from horror.
What?
Hey, I don't mind. I thought it was artistic.
Yeah, that's one word for it. Okay, so I'll sort out how much money you get thrown at your naked body next week.
All right, very
Your
good.
entire party has now seen you naked, apart from Aramil, who is still dozing.
Right.
Whatever reason.
Passed out for drunk.
Seen one naked tiefling, you've seen them all. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, thank you very much for coming today. I'm sorry about all the incredible amount of technical difficulties. I have frankly no idea why there were so many technical difficulties. I imagine we'll pop back on Twitter. Maybe. We'll pop back on Twitter and see that Skype has had outages in many places or something weird like that. It seemed very disparate amount of difficulty. So sorry about those. Outside of our control, really, to manage. But yeah, thank you very much for all coming today. Anna, where can people catch you out until next week?
thegeekfleet.com. That will redirect to my Twitch page. I'm taking the rest of the week off because in the US it is a holiday tomorrow and my family wants to like spend it with me or something. I don't know. It's weird, but it means that I can't stream for the rest of the week, so I am not back until Monday. True story. That's
Let's
it.
see back for next Role4It.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Briar,
Right.
where can you catch you until next week?
Yes, you can catch me at youtube.com/BriarStoned with a D at the end of it. Or you can catch me on Twitter if you want to, see anything of the nonsense that I actually say per day, several times a day. It's twitter.com/BriarStone_LP, on Facebook.com/BriarStone, of course, on Twitch.tv/BriarStone as well. And yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Avak?
You can catch me in the usual places: YouTube/user, YouTube.com/user/Avac, Twitch TV, /Avak and Twitter /Avak_.
And Miss Carsnell, where people can catch you?
You can catch me on the usual places, YouTube and Twitch under Miss Carsnell, and Twitter is the best way to contact me, also Miss Carsnell on Twitter.
There we go. And you can catch me on Twitter, you can catch my YouTube channel, all of which are just Enter Elysium, and my Twitch, also Enter Elysium. I should have normal content resuming sometime about Thursday, Friday, as I'm currently on a few days leave because I've way too much Fallout and now just need to step back from the PC. However, Role4It's a nice exception. Thank you very much for the donations towards our new charity, Dogs Without Borders, Médecins Sans Frontières. Thank you very much for that. Who would like to read out the donations before we quit for the night?
Tally says
I
hello.
know Scarlett has them up.
Yeah, I was just loading them up just now. I guess me then?
Yeah?
Because I get caught. Okay. Well, first off, there was a test donation by Enter Elysium, so thank you so much for that.
Oh,
How
yeah.
much is it for?
$1.
Oh,
Every
you
dollar counts.
cheapskate, Enter Elysium. You can afford at
Every
least
dollar
100. At least.
Hendrik NL, $5. Just because the things these Twitchers do during the D&D streams is awesome. Thanks, all of you.
Thank you.
Lucas Horton
Thank you so much.
donated $10. Don't you guys have a magical dagger and quiver you found upstairs in that house? Any chance we could find out what those do? Apologies if I missed you examining them somehow.
No one's examined them. I believe Briarstone picked them up, and we haven't discussed them yet. At some point, I think people do need to have a session where they all go, so what random crap have you picked up? Place everything on table.
I feel like we do need a moment where characters just interact and find out why we're
Yeah.
all together.
Very much.
Um,
And
The next
Malphas needs to
donation
teach Tulips how to always carry a blackjack and how to properly use it. Knock
No,
someone out without
when how to
breaking
become,
their
like,
face.
Ninja Ferret.
Go for it.
Yes.
The next donation is Yinuk, who donated $2. I usually don't donate, but Doctors Without Borders is an amazing charity. Keep going, guys.
Indeed
very
it
much.
is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anonymous donated $5. Thanks for all the entertainment. I can speak. Avik, Anna, Annalise, Arumba, Briar, EE, and Squishy.
Squee, thank you.
Mighty Rick 1 donated $20. Not everyone can heal with magic, so let's make this happen.
Thank you very much, Mighty Rick.
And a $20 donation from Raz with no comment, but thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Raz. And thank you very much to everyone who
Raz.
didn't donate and anyone could have just tuned in and so on. Thank you very much to everyone. It's really appreciated everyone who tweeted out, etc. Just showing the stream is really helpful as well. So I know people need to run away, so we will keep anyone any longer. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be here same time next week, 7 p.m. GMT or your local equivalent. Hopefully with less technical difficulties. So hopefully
Yes.
that'll work, and hopefully we'll find out what happened to Arumba. Hopefully he's still alive. But
Yeah.
until then, thank you very much, and stay shiny.
Bye, guys.
Tally says goodbye.
Later, all.
Bye-bye.